It's the Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you back to Birdland here at Camden Yards. Hey, the Orioles are in first place. The Toronto Blue Jays and the Orioles, game 2 of the regular season, this short 2-game set to open it up here at home for the O's. What a great ball game in game 1. It was just a tremendous game, and for the Orioles made, of course, even sweeter by the fact they came away with that home run that won it in extra innings, Mark Trumbo getting it done. Now they'll face the left-hander. We've talked about this so much last year and during the spring. They struggled against left-handers last year. They've got to get over that if they're going to push that win total up to where they want it to be for the postseason. Let's take a look at the numbers. It's not just last year. It also goes back to 2015. Their batting average in those 2 years, 14th and last year against lefties. The OPS, not good. Last in 15, last in 16. The slugging percentage, which the Orioles rely on so much for runs, 13th in 2015. Last year, slugging percentage against the left-handers, dead last. Their record, 22-23 in 15, 500 in 2016. They're going to see a lot of lefties, Jim Palmer, and they got to find a way to put the numbers up.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people think the Orioles really haven't made a whole lot of changes as we go into 2017, but they really have. Matt Wieters is, now with the Nationals. He was always hit lefties pretty well. Last year he didn't. You're going to get Wellington Castillo. He hits left-handers pretty well. We saw Rickard, Rule 5 guy last year, hit over 300. Craig Gentry's on this ball club, not starting tonight, but will probably play a lot against left-handers. So they've upgraded their lineup. Seth Smith, he's going to face the righties. And the other thing, you got Trey Mancini. We're going to see him in right field for the first time, Gary. And, a lot of people say, well, how did he make the ball club? Well, he had such a good spring. He did get to play the outfield. So it's a work in progress. But he's going to give him a bat. And we saw what he can do last year in, 14 at-bats, hit 3 home runs. So I would expect they're going to be better against the lefties. And they have a real good one in Jay Happ tonight. He won 20 games last year.
That's who the Orioles go up against for their first left-hander of 2017. When we come back, game 2, we'll take a look at the lineups. Another good crowd expected here tonight. Jays and Orioles coming up. By Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by the hotels at BWI.com. Minutes from BWI Marshall, Amtrak, and Interstate 95. Discover the convenience of the hotels at BWI.com. Back here at Camden Yards, Orioles hope to have the same kind of excitement in Game 2 they had in Game 1. John Gibbons knows all about playing in this ballpark. On the Sportsnet out of Canada, he said, this is one of those places, referring to this ballpark, where you never feel good that they have the last at bat, meaning the Orioles. They're probably the top power hitting team in the game, top to bottom. They can do that in a hurry. Of course, that's exactly what happened to his Blue Jays as the Orioles came away with that extra inning win on the Trumbo home run in the ballpark. But the Orioles love having that last at bat. Well, the Orioles would sure like to do it again tonight. Another beautiful day, almost summer-like here. Our BGE home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? It is 67 degrees, some high overcast here tonight, and no breeze to start the ball game here at Camden Yards. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Blue Jays. There'll be some changes in it. It'll be Travis, Donaldson, and Bautista. Morales, Tulowitzki, Martin. Pierce is going to start in the outfield tonight. Smoke will start at first base. Pilar will be in center against the Orioles. That is the highest batting average currently by an active player against the O's.
So take a look at Dylan Bundy. Again, 10-game winner last year. 8-5 as a starter. So he will, again, in the inaugural start of 2017. And, again, a hard thrower. Didn't throw maybe with the same velocity in spring training. Normally it's 94 to 97. And you can see more fly balls at 63%. I'm sure that's a great idea here at Camden Yards. But, again, curveball, slider. That's a new pitch. We saw Chris Tillman kind of bring it out last year. It really makes a difference. And he also has a good changeup, which he'll use a lot, both righties and lefties.
Be interesting tonight, Jim, to watch he and Castillo, Wellington Castillo, the catcher, work together. And for Bundy, talking about his start a couple of days ago, Castillo's got to figure out, along with Bundy, do I have the curve slider working or not? How much will I throw it tonight? And the two of them will have to get together on the same page on that, depending on whether it's working or not. So we'll see.
Well, everybody talked about velocity being down, so let's just take a look at that, because at the end of the day, and there's a fastball outside corner. And your first pitch doesn't have to be 94, 97, but again, when he's going to pitch well, to have success, it's going to have to be a couple of ticks higher.
2 for 6 for Devin Travis in the opening ball game. Pitch will miss outside for a ball. Travis coming in against the Orioles with good numbers here in this ballpark. He's a .279 hitter for John Gibbons Blue Jays here at Camden Yards. He's had 1 home run here. That one will be fouled back and out of play. Jays really hoping that this leadoff spot is something Travis can grab a hold of and do well at. Now, there's some concern about whether or not he is going to be an on-base kind of guy enough to do that job in the leadoff spot.
Well, he hit 300 the last 2 years. But really, the health.
Oh, there's the off-speed 77 to get him.
Yeah, he got probably a better curveball. That's the one he fouled off. And watch the bottom drop out of this one straight down. A little bit of 12-6, 77 miles per hour. So what, 15, 16 miles per hour slower. Great break. And we all know that Devin Travis can hit the fastball. Didn't get one to hit there.
Well, he gets the strikeout, and that will bring up Josh Donaldson. Donaldson had a big 3 for 5 in the first game, getting the start at third base. Shift is put on against him, and the pitch taken on the outside corner. There you see the shift employed by Toronto against the right-hander. We're going to show you some numbers tonight. I got to thinking, instead of talking about the shift, we ought to be talking about the guys who get played straight up. Is there anybody left in the game that has what we used to consider to be a normal defensive alignment against them? And of course there are.
And you
see it being shifted.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You move here on the 0-2 count, figuring he may go to right, that he's going to protect a little more, won't swing as hard. So Scope moves to the other side of the bag. And the bat goes out to short, and the ball goes to Castillo, and there are 2 Ks on the board.
Well, we talked about the slider, and there it is. You know, he threw it in high school. He had Tommy John surgery, shoulder problems. Watch this pitch. So curveball for strikeout at Travis. Slider, you can see the tight spin, and it completely fools Josh Donaldson. Manny Machado ready for the back catch. All the way out to Hardy.
So 2 down on strikeouts. Shift remains in effect. Bautista draws the boos. And whenever anything happens against him, like a called strike, the Oriole crowd lets him know it. He had an 0 for 5 of the ball game last night. Did make a very nice defensive play in the game, though, from right field. For Dylan Bundy, 1-0 last year against Toronto. That is his lifetime mark. He got that win in relief against the Toronto Blue Jays. He had 3 2/3 innings. That's all in relief against Toronto last year. 1-1 came inside a little more on that one, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, I first saw Dylan Bundy. I mean, what he signs in 2012, and I watched him in spring training. I'm going, this kid's got a marvelous windup. I mean, it's so easy. I mean, his hands over the knees, easy to repeat.
2-1 to Bautista, and that one breaking down and away at 86, 2-2.
And I'm sure, Roger McDowell looking on in that first year of the Orioles, and he's saying, boy, we could bottle that 2-1 slider. But I don't think anybody's expecting that. They're going, Bautista said, I'm going to get a fastball, and didn't get it.
That's going to miss.
Yeah. So already we're seeing
glove. Take a look at the numbers brought to you by Coons.com. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. Walk rate right up there next to Trout for Bautista last year. And he strikes the side out. What a start for Dylan Bundy as he gets the Ks. Orioles looking for win number 2. We'll check out their lineup from Camden Yards in a moment. 1-run games, and of course opened up the season with a 1-run win in the opener. Orioles lineup brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Rickard gets the start. Jones and Machado. Trumbo, Davis. Trey Mancini gets the start. Castillo, Scope, and Hardy. First opening day walk-off home run, Mark Trumbo.
And they get to face Jay Happ. 20-4 last year. Check out those numbers. Their best pitching in the American League. No, it wasn't Cleveland. It wasn't anybody other than the Toronto Jays. He was a big part of it. Again, low numbers. You can see lefties hit him a little bit higher. Throws the ground ball. Throws about 93 to 91. A lot of fastballs, 2-seamers, 4-seamers, occasional slider, and then a change up to go with it. So 3-4 pitches, and maybe another one if you want to add the fastballs.
Joey Rickert, the right-handed batter, gets the start in left field in that platoon situation. He's 2 for 3 with a home run off this left-hander of the Jays. So Happ, 34-year-old veteran, 82 wins, 65 losses in his career. He is 4-3 lifetime against the Orioles, 11 games, 12 appearances. Pitch will be taken outside. He has a 3.56 ERA lifetime against the Orioles.
Well, he was 2-0 with them last year in 3 starts. They hit 6 home runs, but they score a lot of runs for him last year.
That'll be fouled back into the screen. He was very near the top of the pile as far as run support last year.
Yeah, I think Rick Porcello, who won the Cy Young, with what, 22-4, he had a little bit more run support, but he got almost 7 runs a game at 6.88. What a great combination. You get a lot of runs, you pitch well. That's how you end up being 16 games over 500.
Second best in the major leagues on that number. In the air, outside of first, and it will end up in the seats as Justin Smoke gave chase over there. Smoke did not start in the ball game last night. Steve Pearce was at first base, but he's back in with a power bat in the lineup for the Jays tonight.
Yeah, they like Pearce so much because of the way he swung the bat. He's out in left field, so they move him from first to left just to get his bat in the lineup.
There is the former Oriole, Steve Pearce. Pitch on the way by Happ will be taken down low. Rickett, of course, one of the best on the Orioles at taking pitches. That's why he is ideal starting out a ball game, first inning. Leadoff man may not be the leadoff man a lot in the game, as Buck Showalter says, but in that first inning, if you can make a pitcher work, it helps. Puts that one up in the air to right field. Bautista will settle underneath it and put it away.
Yeah, take a look at the defense for the Jays. Pierce, Pilar, Gold Glover, Bautista, who played really well on opening day on Monday. Out in right field, Donaldson, Tulowitzki, Travis Smoke, and then Mr. Martin, who does a terrific job behind the plate, not only with the glove but with the bat.
That'll bring up Adam Jones. For Adam, good start in the ball game on the opener. Had a 1 for 4 against the Jays. Carries a 275 lifetime average against Toronto into our ball game tonight. Fastball from Happ is in there for a strike. Jones to be followed by Manny Machado. Outfield deep, 0-1 delivery on the way, and that one's going to be foul back. Again, a heater at 91.
Yeah, and he could go to that extra, maybe little tick, and we saw that to Joey Rickert. Needed to throw a strike 3-2, went to 94. Yeah, Scott Coolbaugh, and you talk to some of the Oriole hitters. Scott, the hitting instructor, he said, he's tough because he's 6'5".
And that's going to be a second out. Ball stayed up. Travis went back and got it. Adam is retired.
Yeah, that's also one of those shifts. You're playing up the middle. I mean, it's not one of those extreme shifts. You can say he's playing deep. Feet are on the grass. Good jump. Again, the fast feet. That's what really playing anywhere. You can see how far out. Looked like it was going to be a base hit, but not to be.
So 2 away against Happ. And here is Manny Machado. Manny a 1 for 4 in the opener in the ball game last night. Manny's had a couple of home runs off Happ in his career. Of the 6 hits he's picked up in his 21 at bats. So Manny's had some pretty good luck against the veteran left-hander on the mound in this game. Orioles, of course, have a number of players looking to improve on last year's numbers against the Southpaws this year in order to improve that overall record. Manny Machado, one of those. The Orioles count on to have good numbers against left-handed pitchers. That's going to go down to third, over the bag, fair ball. Nice play by Donaldson in the dirt. Smoke can't get it. Made the long stretch but could not scoop it out, and Manny Machado is on.
Yeah, not an easy play, and again, what separates Manny Machado, who may get a base hit out of this from most other guys, is arm strength. Just couldn't get enough on it. Ball sinks. Smoke comes up with it, and kind of happy you get a base runner. So not an easy play. Has to go a long way. Sets himself and then just bounces it. And Justin Smoke can't come up with it. You can see going to be out by a long mark.
That's one that really needs to be caught. For a first baseman, that's a big hop. That's not one of those short ones. He had a pretty big hop to get it, but couldn't. Yeah, what did they charge? An error? E5. Error on the throw. That ball by Trumbo going after the first pitch will go to Bautista, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, an error, and one left on base, one complete. Game 2, no score. He threw out the ceremonial first pitch before the ball game and got up on the mound to do it, as a matter of fact, and he got it up there pretty well. Yes. And on Saturday he had a surprise for about 2,000 guests at the casino, gave away tickets for tonight's game, and there you see some of those on hand here taking advantage of the tickets.
Yeah, down at Arundel Mills, I was actually there for a while, and he surprised everybody. The casino's 3 football field large, and they were a lot of happy people there, especially when he announced that.
The pitch taken on the inside corner for a strike. Here is Kendrys Morales, their new DH. Started out with an 0 for 4. Morales is a switch hitter. They're really counting on him to have a big year. He hit only .231 off right-handers last year and .330 off the lefties, so a very substantial difference for him. And the Orioles put that shift on, and StatCast is brought to you by Amazon Web Services. So another hitter with a shift on against him. It'll be fouled off as Dylan Bundy came inside on him.
Well, I don't know if he can be any better than he was in the first inning, and what impressed me, number one, the velocity, number two, the fact that they cannot sit on any one pitch. He used them all, and they were all effective. They were all quality pitches right there. You know, he thought he was going to get a fastball. He got a little bit of a cutter.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and I think he went new. Base umpire saying he did not go around Gary Cederstrom, the crew chief.
Yeah, well, you can always judge a catcher. How does he block a ball? And because of what you just said, Gary, this 1-2 curveball, watch Castillo make sure he stays in front of him, because if they do call the swing, obviously if he gets by him.
He did hold up.
Yeah, he did.
Big, strong guy who can pull that bat back. 2-2 delivery on the way to him. He'll go the other way this time. Joey Rickert chasing it back near the wall. He has got room. Fly ball up. Take a look at our Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers.
Well, there you go. Miguel Gonzalez now pitching for the White Sox. Jim Harden actually took my place. You know, won 10 games, then won 18 the next year. Wally Bunker, you know, former rookie pitcher of the year when he went 19-5. Boy, he could pitch. In fact, one of the last big games was that Game 3 of the World Series in '66, 1-0 victory over the Dodgers for Wally.
Troy Tulowitzki will take the pitch for a strike. The Orioles employ a shift here. Tulowitzki had an 0 for 5 in the ball game last night. He has never hit well against the Orioles. His lifetime average is only .217, and here at Camden Yards, even lower, a .203 batting average here at Camden Yards. Strike on the outside corner. Now Eric Cooper is the home plate umpire, and if he is true to form, he will be giving the pitchers those calls that are close. Historically, he's been more of a pitcher's umpire, so you better come up there ready to swing the bat. 0-2 delivery on the way.
Goodbye.
Almost same place.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, again, young pitcher, 24 years old, 111 innings in the big leagues, and right on the outside edge. So a lot of times you'll get that pitch because the edge of the ball, that's all it needs to hit the plate. But again, right there to call it was Eric Cooper.
Our Mercedes look at that one on our pitch track. Pitchcast brought to you by Mercedes on a 1-ball 2-strike count to Tulowitzki. And off the end of the bat and foul. Tulowitzki trying to make Bundy work a little bit here. Throws some pitches. Dylan coming in with the 10-6 mark, which is the record that he had last year when he finally got to be in ball games where he could pick up a win. ERA at home for Dylan last year, almost 2 runs better than his ERA on the road. But the record, not the same. 1-2 pitch and a breaking ball. It had him tied up. Off-speed pitch, but it was inside, so he pulled that shoulder and stayed away.
Yeah, a little curveball that backs up and trying to bring it back into the zone.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
So Dillon's all around, if not in the strike zone so far early in the ball game. Tulowitzki, the 2-2 delivery to him, and that'll be fouled straight back.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hittable fastball, except 94, maybe with a little bit of movement gets it by him. You don't want to live to these guys right there. And down Broadway, not in this ballpark, not in this ball club. Yeah, the amazing thing about the game, they lose by a run, as you mentioned. The Orioles, winning the one-run game on the Trumbo home run, but they were 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position. They just couldn't get the big hit.
Nope, they left 13 men on base. They had chances. He went for one that was up and pops it up. Shortstop Hardy will be back, and he will put it away. And there are 2 down. Well, the kids get their own opening day Sunday. Yankees in town, 1:35, and all fans 14 and under get the kids' fedora. And after the game, kids 4 to 14 run the bases. Presented by Wise Markets. For tickets, Orioles.com/kids or 888-848-BIRD.
You're going to look good in that. You are.
It goes with the magnificent Orioles Hawaiian shirt, too. That's what's important.
All we need is Madras shorts.
That's right. Martin, a slow tapper. And he's got plenty of time and knows it. And 6 up, 6 down against Bundy for Toronto. Orioles' Chris Davis will be coming up in a minute. Nikolai from Linthicum Heights. She has won 500 for being selected. 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Rich's scratch-offs and win up to $50,000, where you can enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/home run. Good luck, Karen. No score. Good house on Andia for game number 2. Orioles have yet another day off tomorrow. And the Yankees come to town for 3. Then they have another day off. It'll be Ubaldo Jimenez, Luis Severino opening up on Friday night. Masahiro Tanaka against Kevin Gausman on Saturday afternoon. That's a 4 o'clock game. And the pitch is taken for a strike by Chris Davis. There's Jimenez, one of the 3 starters coming north out of spring training. And it looks like Wade Miley will pitch on Sunday against CC Sabathia, but that's not official. But Showalter said today Miley is ready. He is thrown down in Florida and feels good, so he'll probably be activated.
Yeah, hit a little sim game the other day for Sabathia, coming off 5 shutout innings yesterday for the Yankees. So they got their first win of the season.
Chris, 3 for 15 off this left-hander, and will foul that one off the other way. One of the 3 hits against Happ, a home run by Chris Davis.
Yeah, the ability to hit the ball to left center, and that's what that's that home run up at Toronto.
So you get the numbers today. Not a lot of opposite field home runs are hit anywhere. Chris had 10 opposite field home runs and got him. That was second best in the league last year. This time, though, it's Happ who gets the win and his first strikeout.
Yeah, really, I mean, you can see the high target by Russell Martin, and the ball pretty much right down the middle, outside middle of the plate. Well, he's very deceptive, and what Scott Coolbaugh was saying, he's 6'5", changes speeds. He does have, 3-4 different pitches. He's got pretty good movement, and again, to the righties, he can pitch in, and then he can always also pitch to his arm side on the outside corner. So maybe that's why he won 20 games along with the run support.
And a heater fouled away. Here's Trey Mancini. What a great opportunity. Gets a start, being converted at least in part into an outfielder.
Yeah, and everybody, the scouting report is he hits the ball hard, and it translates into home runs. 21 in 2015, 20 home runs last year. And we saw it in the 3 home runs he hit in 14 at bats when he got a chance to play. But again, it's not the approach to hit home runs. He's a big, strong kid.
Trey Mancini, 25 years old, a .315 career hitter in the minors. You saw our PNC numbers for Trey in the minors. PNC for the achiever in you.
He even came in the other day and he just took a little breaking ball, just slapped it back up the middle. So he's 1 for 1 this year.
1 ball, 2 strike count. And he'll take the heater from Happ, and that one's going to be up a little bit.
And he made the club. I think ideally maybe he could have gone to AAA Norfolk and learned to play right field. But you go 20 for 60, which is what he did. I mean, that's a lot of at-bats because of the World Baseball Classic. Hit 3 home runs, drove in 14 runs.
2-2 delivery will be down low.
I think it's easy if you're Buck Showalter to find a place to play him, especially when the numbers you talked about in the open.
And he can be versatile.
Lefties. Yeah, he can.
He can play at first, and Buck's even talking about giving him some time at third base. 3 ball, 2 strike count, not on a regular basis, but just to make him more versatile. Ball high in the air. He gets some great swings. He was a little under that one. Center field Pilar is there, and he will put it away. Mancini's retired. 2 down. One of the really outstanding center fielders. We've got 2 of them playing whenever Toronto and the Orioles meet. You have 2 center fielders who are as good at the game as anybody, and that's Pilar and Jones.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, obviously you go out to the West, you got Trout, who wins the MVPs, and then you go down with Kiermaier. I mean, is about as good as anybody. So in the American League East, and not to mention Jackie Bradley Jr., I mean, you can go right down the list of guys that can really play center field.
2 down, nobody on. It'll bring Castillo up. Wellington will take the pitch for a strike. You saw Pilar looking into the dugout, and he was tapping his shoulder. Even he, as good as he is, gets constant directions from the dugout. Tim Leeper doing it right now and directing the outfielders on where they want them to play. 0-1 pitch, check swing, went around, says Cooper, the home plate umpire. So he gets the job done. The outfielders move not only on hitters, but obviously also on the different counts. Same thing that the Orioles do. In fact, right now they just moved Travis, their second baseman, from behind second base over to his second base spot, and he's gone. And Happ gets his second strikeout, 2 here in the inning. Retires the side in order. Pitchers starting out, dominating. We're seen by baseball fans around the world, I suspect, because he was right back where he left off.
Oh yeah, the high chop, the Baltimore chop. I mean, look at the arm strength. You know, did not win the Gold Glove, Beltre last year. And right here, it doesn't get any better. Tie ball game. Travis looking for a double, and from the right knee. I'm thinking about on the ride home. Okay, you know, Benito Santiago, who had one of the best throwing catchers, he used to throw from one knee.
Yep.
So we just saw a third baseman do that. Again, tie ball game, but it gets by him, it's a double.
Steve Pearce will lead it off for Toronto. Manny, of course, wearing a new pair of shoes, much talked about on the day off, because they have Skittles. You know the candies? Skittles embedded in the sole of the shoe. Towering pop-up with a shift on. It's Chris Davis who's being called off by Jonathan Scope and makes the catch. So I asked him tonight, I said, all right, you got the publicity, now you got to tell me, what do you got going there? And he said, just for fun. So he's got Skittles that are embedded in the sole that don't affect the cleats as far as movement's concerned, and he's got the initials, 3 initials on there. Himself, his wife, and his dog are also initialed on the shoe. So that's the magic of playing third base by a Gold Glover. Skittles and initials. 1 away, and the pitch taken for his strike. He just was laughing when he told me. He said, just for fun. He said, I'm just having a good time with it. Why not? Here's Justin Smoak. Smoak had an 0 for 1 coming on late in the ball game last night. Dylan Bundy, a 1 ball, 1 strike count with 1 away. See some of that beautiful sky. Van Goghish as sunset time with those high clouds reflecting that sunlight. Fouled off the mask. Castillo immediately asked by Eric Cooper, the umpire, you all right?
Yeah, a little two seam. Watch it run away and then right off glove, mask.
Smoak with a 1 ball 2 strike pitch, and he'll take that inside.
Yeah, if I'm pitching to Justin Smoak the way he took that curveball, I don't think I want to throw him another one because it looked like he knew it was coming. You know, strikes out a lot, 112 strikeouts, 299 at bats, but power, and power the other way too. 14 home runs last year.
He got jammed and another one off Castillo. So a tough at bat for Castillo, the catcher, as well as for Justin Smoak.
What do they call the battery mates? You know, he's the batter mate. He's getting hit all over the place. But how about Dylan Bundy? And again, it's early, and he's pitching against Happ, but this is not the way he threw in spring training.
No. 2-2 delivery on the way. Smoke will go the other way, and he's going to get a base hit.
Yeah,
so Justin Smoke, a 1-out single.
Yeah, eventually he gets one right into not his power swing, but where he likes it, out over the plate.
1 down, 1 on. Hey, become a 13-game season plan member today. Pick from 4 plan options as low as $15 a game, amounting to huge savings over the cost of single game tickets. Lock in your Birdland summer. Orioles.com/season or 888-848-BIRD. It's the first hit of the ball game. And we get Pilar batting in the 9 spot. He had a 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. Smoke, not a big lead. Pilar will take it for a strike. Another home run hitter. Pilar's done it against the Orioles. He has come away with 4 career home runs. One of those 4 coming here at Camden Yards. But he's hit much better against the Orioles in Toronto. He's hit only .228 in this ballpark. That ball to short. Hardy's not going to have a chance. Just over his glove. Adam Jones will get it back in. Smoke to second. 2 on, 1 out.
Yeah, it looked like I don't know if new lights here at Camden Yards along with the Kentucky Bluegrass, but he gets a jam shot. Ball looked like it knuckled. But because Smoke thinks it may get caught, he's not going to third base. Not a particularly fleet runner anyway. So a couple of soft singles.
These new lights are really bright. Buck Showalter was talking about it before the game a little bit. Just wanted to see if it was going to take some time, especially for the outfielders, to get used to seeing balls coming into these LED lights. They are really bright. Here's Travis, top of the order. Swing and a miss over the top. He was a strikeout victim his first time up.
Yeah, they always talk about maybe the guys at the top of your lineup being the table setters, but what the 8th and 9th hitters, by getting the singles, they set the table for the lineup for the second time to face Dylan Bundy. And we'll see if they make better adjustments.
Still looking for their first big hit. They couldn't get it last night. Castillo comes back and he'll have no play. Toronto last year finished 12th in the league with runners in scoring position, hitting just .249. And last night they started out with an 0 for. So they're looking for a base hit to get somebody in. Now here's a batter, and it's the only one really in the lineup that the Orioles play what would be considered a straight up defense against. There's no real shift on. I mean, Scopes moved a little towards second, but not any kind of a major shift. But he's the only one in the lineup the Orioles haven't moved big time on. Pitch close, but not quite.
And I think one of the reasons, if you've watched Devin Travis hit over the last couple of years when he's been healthy, he's a right center hitter. And this fastball is just a little bit too far inside, but you can see Dylan Bundy has a pretty good idea of what he's trying to do. Just misses off the inside corner.
1-2 delivery, and again inside.
So those are great pitches as long as you execute like he did the first time. Struck him out on a really good curveball. But again, Travis, a high ball hitter.
325 for him last year with runners in scoring position. A good number. 2-2 delivery on the way, and he'll go this time, and he's going to get a base hit. Will he get an RBI? That ball's going to die in the outfield. Mancini will make the throw to the plate, but not in time, and the runner will move to third. So Travis delivers an RBI base hit. Smoke scores. Pilar goes to third, and Toronto takes the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Devin Travis, it's your approach. And this is a high breaking ball. Watch it. It's one of the few that he's thrown up. Doesn't try to overswing, cuts the swing down. Maybe that's where the 325 last year came in these situations. And then serves it in the right field. If he hit it any harder, he might have had a play at the plate.
Yep.
So 3 consecutive singles.
So first and third, still only 1 away, but only a ground ball out from getting out of the inning if they could turn 2. Donaldson, a strikeout victim, his first time to the plate. So the first hit with a runner in scoring position picked up in the series for the Jays. Fastball will catch the outside corner on Donaldson. It was tough to get those kinds of hits off Dylan Bundy last year. He carried a .212 average. with runners in scoring position. Very solid number. That'll keep runs off the board if you can stay there. 0-1 count, and the throw over to get Travis back is a threat to go if this was a running ball club and they wanted to try and move on the base paths. You really don't want to make outs on the bases, though, when you've got all this power in the lineup.
Even though you do have pretty good speed at third.
And off the end.
Yeah, if you go back and look at last year, it just seemed that when you look at Dylan Bundy, when he did get in trouble, the home run ball, 18 home runs in 109 innings. A couple of his starts down in Tampa. Fastball would be up a little bit, they'd go the other way. It's kind of welcome to the American League East.
Yeah. That's why you hope the development of that slider curve will keep hitters off balance. 0-2 delivery, and he got him in the inside corner. Donaldson didn't think so.
Well, you know, another thing, he thought it was low, but I think he kind of quick pitched it. Well, the low strike's been called all night long, so a huge out with the Jays, you know, trying to get that second run in with one out and a runner at third. So right around the kneecaps. Certainly over the plate.
Right where you want it if you're Dylan Bundy.
Well, it's been a big strike zone, and again, that's probably a shade low. But how do you catch it? And again, Wellington Castillo kind of presents it. That's Buck Showalter's term, not frames him, but just presents it well to the umpire.
So Bautista first and third, 2 down, looking for his first hit of the year. 0 for 6. Bautista will take it on the inside corner. Bundy really locating these pitches well. Those are pitcher's pitches. Bautista may have thought it was a strike, but you're not going to do anything
well
with it.
His windup allows him to do that. I mean, that's, you know, again, at age, what, 18, 19, when I saw him throw, I'm going, this guy's got some kind of windup.
Real close, but not quite on that one. Bautista had a good year last year with runners in scoring position, like you see here with Pilar. Travis on at first base. He hit .290 in these situations. Outfield deep. 1-1 delivery to him. Again,
there's the good slider. Yeah, the only bad one he threw was the one that stayed up to Devin Travis, and he just served it in the right field. So again, if you can make it go down, if you can stay on top of it, which he did, it becomes a ground ball strikeout pitch.
1-2, 2 down. And that one will miss.
And there's a guy with a lifetime .366 on base percentage, because he can walk with the best of them. I mean, he took that like he knew it was coming, even though he didn't.
Bautista, a ballpark that boos him. He hits only .202 here at Camden Yards for his career. Does have 13 home runs here. 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's the other way to Davis. Chris was holding the bag, so as he stepped off, that ball came right into the glove. A run in for Toronto. Inside the numbers. The company you keep matters. Well, he's keeping some pretty good company. All time among second basemen. See the home run numbers. Bobby Doerr, 1940, 41, and 45. Jonathan Scope right there with him for second baseman in home runs at that tender age. And Bobby, of course, went on for a great Hall of Fame career. 2,000 hits, 288 average, home runs, 1,200 plus RBIs, 9-time All-Star. Yeah. What a nice guy.
Oh, was he ever? I think he's from, I know, the Northwest, Oregon or Washington. And of course, again, when you're growing up, you know that name. I mean, he was a Yankee fan, but he played for the Red Sox and all that. And then you actually get in the Hall of Fame, you get to meet him.
Right.
I mean, soft spoken, unless he had bats and spikes on, and then everything changed.
Yep.
Yeah.
A wonderful man. Jonathan Scope, 0 for 4 in the ballgame last night. And he is 4 for 19 lifetime against Happ. And Happ will get the strike in, and that's what the strike zone's going to be, both sides.
Well, this looks like a big strike. So, and, he's going to call the low strike, so you know that. I'm not sure that Jay Happ's certainly going to worry about it, because that's what he wants to take advantage of.
Fouled off, reaching and protecting. For Jonathan last season against the left-handers, he hit .243, .274 against righties. That's an average against the lefties he would like to improve on. So with Scott Kuba, who's worked with all of these guys so long this spring, and going the other way in the nice easy swings. 1-2, and he's got one right there.
Yeah, again, I mean, this is kind of what they did to Dylan Bundy. With 2 strikes, do you trust your swing? Again, Happ is so tough because he can elevate. Right here, he tries to go up and in, and he gets it in. You can see him, he hits it kind of up on the label. But it's a good swing, and it's not an overswing. And that's how you put the ball in play, and if you put the ball in play, obviously a better chance of getting a base hit.
J.J. Hardy, the Orioles shortstop in the 9 spot. The 0 for 4 in the ball game last night. Hardy 4 for 24 lifetime off Happ. Happ with a breaking ball that is in there for a strike. J.J. same numbers last year against righties and lefties. 269. He had 3 home runs off left-handers and 6 off righties. Scope at first being held by Smoke. Hardy will go the other way down the line and foul. Orioles winning the opener here a couple of nights ago. Now have won their last 7 opening games. Of course, had the great start to April we mentioned last year. They started out 7-0, ended up 14-9 for the month of April. Off the fist that time.
And again, he elevates at 94. Yeah, the amazing thing, and you kind of touched on it, Gary, if you look at what Happ did with runners in scoring position, it was a really low number, a little over 200. What, Estrada was 210, Gausman was 200, Bundy was 212. That's what good pitchers do. When they get in trouble, they're able, at least most of the time, make quality pitches.
Yep. 0-2 delivery on the way, and that's there.
Now that's a grounder. That's a little bit too low. Now, again, obviously the one to Donaldson, but this is not even close. Watch the target and look at the ball. And he doesn't even catch it and bring it back into the zone.
Strike zone said it was a strike.
Yeah. For Mickey Rooney, maybe, but again, that ball was a little bit low. And Russell Martin is one of those guys. John Gibbons, who manages the Jays, former catcher, said he gets strikes because he usually brings it back in. But when your target's over your head and you got to catch one on the ground, you usually don't get those. But yeah, you don't get those.
That ball hit hard into left field, but it'll stay, and that will retire Joey Rickard. Now, we're talking about runners in scoring position. It's a number about bringing people home in our Major League Notebook, bringing them home. This one brought to you by PNC. I asked today our great crew to put together the numbers in the American League East. Where did the teams hit with runners in scoring position? What were the averages and what were the ranks? I wanted to see if it had anything to do with the standings. It didn't. I mean, the Red Sox were first. The Orioles were 9th, Blue Jays 12th, the Rays 13th, and the Yankees 15th. I mean, the runner in scoring position rankings and averages really don't tell you anything about where teams finish in the standings, and that kind of surprised me. I think we'll expand on that in another game. We'll see about the whole league, but I was really surprised that they were that widespread and didn't really go with the records that the teams had.
No, I mean, how about more runs that you score than you give up? The Orioles were 29, and they had the same record as the Jays, who scored 93 more. And the Red Sox was 187.
That one is drilled. Will it stay fair? Down the line in left field near the wall. And goodbye, home run. Adam Jones delivers the long ball. Jonathan Scope in front of him. Orioles up 2-1.
Well, there's a runner in scoring position, even though he was on first. We just didn't know it. Well, he usually hits anywhere from 25 to 30. And there's home run number 1 for Adam Jones.
So Karen Nikolai, our Maryland lottery contestant, that's worth $500. And Adam Jones, it's worth a 2-1 lead. He got around on Happ, who surrendered 22 home runs last year, and 19 of those were hit by right-handers. Manny Machado, he'll take it for a strike.
Yeah, we talked about his ability to pitch to both sides of the plate. They try to get it in, and just a good swing. There you go. Exit velocity at 94. Line drives are 15 degrees. Home runs hit with that kind of velocity at that type of launch angle are usually, especially down the line, they're going to end up being home runs. Not by much, but that one just gets out of here.
Adam Jones picking up his 33rd home run lifetime against the Toronto Blue Jays. And this one coming against Happ. Second career home run he's had against the left-hander. Manny Machado reached on an error his first time up. He'll take the pitch inside. Happ was ready to depart for the dugout, but not to be.
And Manny's he's getting ready to play a little golf, because if anything, if it's close with 2 strikes, again the strike zone has been established. It's going to be low, and it's going to be high. It's a big one.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that one's hit hard. Center field. Pilar going back. Warning track. Wall reaches up, makes the catch, and may have hurt himself, and may have denied Manny Machado a home run. Pilar, we told you, one of the great defensive outfielders in the game, and it looked like he was high enough to have actually stolen one. It certainly would have hit on the top of the wall if it had not gone over. And Pilar ends the inning. The Orioles get 2 runs on a couple of hits as Adam Jones. This one was not caught, and the Orioles are on top by 1. Nope. Would it have gone? Pilar back.
Yeah, and you can see how far, 73 feet. And again, first step, 0.23 seconds. Boy, it seemed like that means he went 73 feet. He was only playing 330 feet from home plate all the way to the center field wall, which is 410. Seemed like he was a little deeper than that.
Looked like it.
But he got there very quickly. Otherwise, the ball is probably out here.
Dylan Bundy goes back to the mound with a 2-1 lead against Morales, who flied out his first time up. So a relatively quick first 3 innings of the ball game, and the Orioles get the lead on the big 3rd inning homer. Down against the shift. Scope makes the throw, and Morales is retired. 1 away. 4th inning of Orioles baseball, brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Evan Pilar, happy to see back on the bench. Could really injure your elbow making a catch like that.
Well, he's happy that the walls are padded here at Camden Yards, because he hit it hard. Now you can actually hit between the pads a little bit, and then there are obviously things that support him. It's a little bit harder. At least Adam Jones has intimated that.
Yes. So Pilar back out after making the great catch. Morales retired. Is Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki popped out his first time up after his first hit of the year. He's got an 0 for 6 to start the season. Shift on against him in the infield. He'll go the other way with it to right. Mancini, he spent a lot of time taking fly balls and right in spring training, and since arriving in Baltimore makes the catch. PNC Bank MASNsports.com blog recap. Rock Cabaco reflecting on the opening day win. Steve Molesky with the Dylan Bundy, his spring, his cutter, and now his start, and notes from Bowie on the rotation there. Brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. 2 down, nobody on. Here is Russell Martin. Shift employed against him as well. He goes the other way in the air. Martin did not do well on the road last year. His batting average was only .215 in road games, and that was the 3rd lowest road batting average. 0-1 pitch to him, and it'll be up high. Martin is okay here at Camden Yards over the years. .245 average, 4 home runs. here at Camden Yards.
Yeah, you go through the guide and you just see that he can get streaky. Whether it's home runs, 5 or 6 in a row, and then 3 for 33 in the postseason. Of course, you're facing awfully good pitching, and you're kind of wondering, well, maybe that's just the fact that the wear and tear of being a catcher. That's one of the few times where Castillo's gone in and the ball was away, but it was still thrown with enough authority and movement and went right by Russell Martin.
Bundy ahead on the count here, ball and 2 strikes. He's retired the leadoff batter in all 4 innings. That ball's hit hard. Nice play. Hardy on a hard short. 1 hopper gets the out. The Orioles defense continues to sparkle. 2-1 Orioles. Brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. And by Ocean City. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City. Book now at OCOcean.com. Light City, the big extravaganza underway for some 8 days. Right in the middle of it right now. Lots of folks, tens of thousands of folks downtown looking at all the light exhibits all along the inner harbor over in Little Italy. Even outside the ballpark here, the Bromo Seltzer Tower has some pretty lights that are on all night long.
Yeah, I think the second year they've done that.
Yeah, they've had big crowds. There's music and lots of events that go on downtown, so it's really great. All ages.
And I believe it's on all the way to maybe Saturday or so.
I think it's the 8th.
Yeah, so hey, Yankees are in town.
Yeah.
Come down for the weekend, a couple of games.
Come to the ballpark.
Yeah.
Go to the light show.
Walk all over.
Oh, hit hard. That'll be Tulowitzki. That's a good infield play. Trumbo retired. And 1 away. Pitcher's duel continues. Visit Orioles.com/auction to bid on the orange spring training jerseys worn by the Orioles. Each game worn jersey authenticated, available with the proceeds going to the Orioles Charitable Foundation. The bidding closes tonight at 10 o'clock. Orioles.com/auction. And the lights run until about midnight, I think. It's at least 11 o'clock at night. The lights downtown are on for the show. Towering fly ball, left center field. Chris Davis way back. And goodbye, home run. And Darren O'Day makes his first home run catch of the year. Davis gives the Orioles a 3-1 lead.
Well, like we said, left center. And off the bat, if you're Jay Happ, you know that ball's not coming down where anybody can catch it other than their bullpen. Talking about the Orioles. That's what Chris Davis does. Even in a bad year, hit 38 home runs last year. And his hitting instructor, Scott Coolbaugh, had him in Texas, said, I knew he was going to be a good hitter because he could do what he just did, drive the ball the other way.
The Orioles using the long ball, and the pitch taken.
Yeah, you're trying to get it out to the corner. You leave it in the middle of the plate, it's gone. I mean, and again, a little more time out over the plate. That's where his strength is. Most hitters, the power guys, look to get their arms extended, and he does.
So Chris has got the long ball, and the Orioles 3 runs, all coming on 2 home runs, and Darren O'Day coming off a bout with the flu, back in the bullpen, healthy again, and now we officially know that he is ready to pitch because he caught the home run ball of Chris Davis. Once that happens, O'Day's season has officially begun. He's more concerned sometimes about that, not really, than his ERA. And you saw everybody scatter. Nobody else goes after it. If Darren's out there, it's his ball to catch or not.
Well, he is the veteran in the bullpen.
And he did. The guys just get out of the way. They don't want to get run over. Trey Mancini, who flied out his first time up. Shattered bat. Donaldson at short. Trouble getting it out of the glove, and just gets it there in time. 2 down.
Now there's the throw, and he's out by. I once say, it's funny, my former teammate went to Swarthmore, Dick Hall, one of the great relievers, walked 9 guys in his career, said, well, he's not out by a step because the step is like about 6 to 7 feet. So he's out by a foot or,
That ball's going to be a base hit into left center field. Wellington Castillo, Pilar over to get it. Castillo, the big turn, going to try for two. Pilar's got an arm. Here's the play, and he is out. And Pilar showing both the glove and the arm so far in this game. Castillo delivers a single, and Pilar throws him out at second base. Plenty of time to get the glove down, but was he really out officially? That's a pretty close play right there. That is a really close play. Now that in olden days before replay, it's automatic that he's out. But in this day and age, Orioles are not going to challenge. Orioles have a 3-1 lead. Islands of Sarasota on Florida's Gulf Coast. Discover the sophisticated ambiance of Lido Key, boosting 3 beaches. And don't miss the Stop and Shop at St. Armand's Circle. That's a mecca for foodies and shopaholics. Go to visitsarasota.com. Ripped. Caught! Manny Machado! Doesn't matter. Up, down. I play them all. And he goes over to first base to make sure.
No, I think Adrian Beltre won his 5th Gold Glove. Manny, who played a lot of shortstop, didn't. And there we go. Just knocks it down. Little kind of almost like basketball player. And nice play by Chris Davis to go out and get it.
That was against former teammate Steve Pearce.
Yeah. Well, you kind of get the result when you throw Pearce. And we talked about this opening day, a high fastball. He's going to be hit hard somewhere, and it was. That saved a double.
Yep. Big play. Orioles move into the shift now against Smoke, who singled, scored in the 3rd inning. RBI by Travis. That's the run on the board for Toronto. The Orioles, the 2-run homer by Adam Jones and the solo shot by Chris Davis have the 3-1 lead in the ball game. The Orioles have picked up 4 hits, 3 for Toronto. Off speed delivery, that one's going to miss.
Yeah, he hasn't thrown a lot of changeups, and that was try to dart the outside corner with a little bit of a 2-seamer. This is where he got in trouble the last time. Scope, we got 5 pitches and dump one into left field for a base hit.
And Smoke will take it on the inside corner. It's there for a strike.
Well, I'll tell you, that almost makes it unfair, because they're not looking for this little cutter, slider, whatever you want to call it. Dylan says it's really a slider, and it's a perfect one. They're looking fastball. He thought it might be inside. A lot of looks back tonight.
Yep. And Smoke in the off-speed delivery that time with a big cut way out in front on the 87-mile-an-hour pitch.
Yeah, I started throwing a slider when I watched Tom Phoebus, a guy that grew up here in Baltimore. He came up, pitched 2 shutouts. I said, what's he doing that I can't do? Throw the slider.
Good delivery, strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, well, that's pitching, folks. Gets behind him, tricks him 2 times in a row, totally unexpected, and then dots the inside corner. Watch Castillo. Look at this target. You wonder if he can frame pitches, if he can get the glove where you need to get it and present a good target. Looks like a pretty good catcher behind home plate.
5 strikeouts picked up. Career high for Dylan Bundy is 9 that he had against the Chicago White Sox. 2 down, nobody on. Bundy has been dominant here, and there's an off-speed breaking ball to Pilar.
Yeah, the size of Eric Cooper's strike zones, kind of like a national park. Maybe not the biggest one, but certainly one of them.
That's what you need to know.
Yes.
0-1 delivery down to 3rd. Manny Machado in the short hop. Running throw. Davis stretches and has the bag. Retires the side in order. So 4 of the 5 innings he set them down 1-2-3. On Masson brought to you by the University of Maryland Medical System. Be a part of something greater. And by University of Maryland University College. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer, our great crew with you here at Camden Yards. Game number 2. Beautiful evening. 67 degrees. A few high wispy clouds, but a gorgeous night for baseball. Temperatures around the Baltimore area have been 10 degrees or more above normal over the last 3 or 4 days. Real baseball weather. Orioles bat. Jonathan Scope stands in. Jay Happ's pitch, a strike. You have to say it quick about both Scope and Jones as far as their at-bats are concerned. They were 1 and 2 in the major leagues on their swing percentage. And on the second pitch here, ground ball goes to short. And Tulowitzki gets it over there in time for the out. See what we were talking about? Get it in quick, you don't get it in. Hey fans, remember, anytime the O's score 4 runs or more, you win free McDonald's Chicken McNuggets. Download McDonald's app today, available at Baltimore area McDonald's.
It's kind of hard to look at Adam Jones and to know whether Tulowitzki has a good arm or not, because he throws from so many different angles. Right there, almost Darren O'Dayed it over. Knew he had plenty of time. Cut off the angle. Really got a good jump on it. Yeah, I've yet to see him go in the hole and actually have to do what like Cal Ripken used to do, which is get up on top and really put a little extra on it. Not that he can't do it. It's funny, he plays so many balls on the runs that you don't see a lot of shortstop do that.
Good one. J.J. Hardy, strikeout victim, his first time up. Hardy will take the pitch away. Happ has walked none, struck out 3. He has given up the 2 home runs, though. The other side of it, Dylan Bundy has walked none and struck out 5. And he's given up an RBI single. 1-1 delivery on the way. Had to reach down for that one and chops it off the plate. Yankees are playing Tampa Bay in Tampa. They are losing 4-1. Pineda's been hit hard. He gave up 4 runs, 6 hits in the first 2 innings. Cobb has gone 2 2/3 with just a hit and a run against him. So Tampa Bay and the Yankees playing. The Yankees come in on Friday night. 1-2 delivery by Happ and late on it.
You haven't seen too many changeups, but that was about as good as you want to throw. You started on the plate. You got a 1-2 count. Run it off the plate. And again, look at the target. Right to the glove. Late moving changeup. And again, what sets this pitch up? His ability to pitch in. Now he has made a couple of mistakes. The one to Jones trying to get it in, but this perfectly thrown.
That'll bring Joey Rickert to the plate. And he will take the pitch down low. Joey getting the start in left field. He has flied out twice so far in the ball game. Happ. A lot of strikes. And there's another one on a swinging strike.
I asked John Gibbons. John's managed twice with the Jays over 644 wins, and there's his pitching coach to his left, our right, Pete Walker, and I said, "What's the difference?" And Jay Happ went to Pete Walker. He said, "What are the guys doing that I'm not doing?" And Pete Walker said, "Okay, let's change your arm angle." So they dropped it down a little bit. And then he threw more strikes because he is 6'5". Other thing is maybe a little lower leg kick. And what John Gibbons said when I managed when he first came back, and he's been around, is that he was out of the game in the 5th inning because he just threw too many pitches, and that's changed.
Well, he's had a really good career and a really good last 2 years. Last year the numbers by opponents against him weren't that different. Left-handers hit exactly the same. Right-handers last year 228, 250 the year before, so he got that down. But he's pitched very well for the last couple of seasons, which of course a 20-game winner last year. I don't think anybody, including himself, expected
he was
that.
62 and 61 lifetime before that 20-game season, and then he had his career year to this point. And for him and for any of us who ever pitched, when you win 20, I don't think in this day and age you have to do it again, but you have to pitch to that level. Now, will you get the run support? Will you get some of the breaks? Will the bullpen do what they do? Because you don't win 20 nowadays if the bullpen doesn't come to the rescue.
Most wins he had before last year was 12 back in 09 with the Phillies. Boy, he tails that one away. Rickert got a tip, but it's held on to by Martin and retires the side in order. Each pitcher 5 Ks. Orioles on top here, 3-1. Game number 2, Dylan Bundy in a real good pitching matchup with Jay Happ, and both of them are confounding hitters for the most part. Top of the order, Devin Travis up. He's picked up an RBI single. All 3 hits for Toronto came in the same inning in that third. Down to third, that just misses the bag foul.
Yeah, they get 3 soft hits in a row, and the Orioles get 2 long balls, and that is your scoring.
Really great pitching matchup for these 2 starters. Boy, for Dylan Bundy to have a year, for the Orioles, for Kevin Gausman to come through, as we've said so often. What a difference that will make in the Orioles' year.
Well, to me, it's going to be interesting because of the fact that, again, he's so young, and because of the injuries, he didn't get a lot of innings. 109 innings last year. They're going to monitor his innings. So I would imagine when you do get a lead, that Buck, with a great, at least the best bullpen in baseball last year, will use it.
Towering pop up, short or left. Rickard will call for it and put it away. 1 away here in the 6th inning. Heading to the ballpark this weekend, we'll swing by the Masson booth on Utah Street this Friday and Saturday. Enter to win our exclusive new t-shirt or other prizes. Follow Masson Orioles on Twitter for more information. See you at the Yard this weekend. Don't you think broadcasters should get a couple of those t-shirts? I haven't even seen them.
No.
Come on.
That's right. That weather's going to get a little cooler.
I need something to work out in. Here's Josh Donaldson, and the pitch will be taken inside for a ball. Donaldson has struck out twice, once swinging and once called.
Yeah, they didn't like the call in the third. Thought it was a little bit low.
Shift on in the infield against him, and a swing and a miss.
Well, again, that's about the perfect slider. And what it allows you to do, you go, okay, Josh Donaldson, what's his strength? Well, he's 37 home runs last year, 41 MVP in 2015. Loves the ball out over the plate. Yeah, you can get the hanging slider, but the slider, again, and there's another one. It just gives you another pitch, another weapon to get these guys out with. So again, anybody can talk about how you get a guy out, but can you throw the pitches that allow you to do that? And for Bundy tonight, he's done it. I don't know if he's done it with ease, but I don't know if you can be a whole lot better than he's been.
No, don't need to be.
That's how good he's been.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that one will bite a little chalk. Donaldson with a 2 ball, 2 strike count from Bundy.
And again, it doesn't mean that you're not going to give up base hits, because we saw them, the 3 consecutive hits back in the third. But can you, in this day and age, when guys strike out a lot, hit a lot of home runs, can you turn the home runs into singles? Slider can help you do that.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be a base hit into left field. So Donaldson beats the shift. In our Major League Notebook, we talk about the shift so much here in our Glad You Asked column. Here's the numbers put up by Baseball Prospectus. Last year, 22.8% of all balls put in play were done against the shift. 20 to 25% of all plate appearances came against the shift. Now, ground balls that were put in play versus the shift, the average is 224. No shift on ground balls, 240. On fly balls that were against the shift, the average was the same as without a shift at 298. So it's runner going from first, tripped. Donaldson started to go and then fumbled a little bit and came back to the bag.
Yeah, well, you better make it down by 2 runs, and he picked the right pitch to throw on, almost like he knew he was going to throw a curveball.
Wow.
Well,
one down, one on.
Yeah, the batting average in balls in play, again, is almost 300. So that's what that shift, no shift, shows you.
Yeah. It's about the ground balls, not the fly balls. And it just shows you that 1 in 4 at bats overall in Major League Baseball last year was taken with a shift on against the hitter. That's how predominant the shift has become in this day and age. 0-2 count. Runner not going anywhere, and Bautista not going anywhere on that either.
Yeah, well, how can you? I mean, unless you're going to do what he did the last time, where he smoked a line drive but right at Chris Davis at first. If you try to pull that ball, slider down and away, this is going to be the result most of the time. I mean, again, the break, the positioning of the ball, look out where he throws it. So it's almost like Santa gave him a new toy, and he's playing with it and doing it very well.
It's working. 6 strikeouts for Dylan Bundy. Donaldson remains at first base, 2 down now. Morales is flied out, grounded out. Big shift put on against him. Scope way out in right field. Tell you who's doing a lot of work here in these games, and will do a lot of it all year long, is Orioles first base and outfield coach Wayne Kirby. Wayne has got a lot of people playing in the outfield, and Wayne has to move these people around on virtually every pitch, especially when he's got Trey Mancini learning right field and not knowing these hitters at the major league level. So he's doing a lot of work throughout the ball game, trying to keep people where they want them.
Well, they always talk about how J.J. Hardy, with a young infielder as shortstop, is kind of the director. Well, the same with Adam Jones and Wayne. They're always constantly looking in. Right here, 2-run lead. You don't want a ball hit over your head, so the Oriole outfit will, with 2 outs, a little deeper, as they should be.
0-1 delivery by Bundy, and foul tapped right there.
Yeah, see, right here, your 3rd time through the order. This guy hit 30 home runs last year, 19 from this side of the plate. You got one to almost to the base of the wall on a fastball away. He hit one hard, but right into the shift, that ground ball you talked about. If you're not playing a shift, it's a base hit into right field. So you're trying to figure, okay, with 2 strikes, where do I want to go to keep the ball in the ballpark?
And did not go around, held up on it. He's done that a couple of times against Bundy in his at-bats tonight. And Bundy just missed getting him. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Yeah, nice little curveball, and nope, almost. So again, we saw what happened. Grilli came back with Trumbo a couple of breaking balls. It's all right to throw it, but the second one, if you're going to go back to back, better be better than the one you just threw. Otherwise, it becomes much more hittable.
1 ball, 2 strike count on Morales, their cleanup batter. Donaldson off first base. Morales goes after it, fouls it back.
Well, there's a mistake, and he got away with it. Either a hanging changeup or a slider that Morales said, like winning. We talked about live casino. That's like winning the jackpot right there. Eyes lit up.
Have not gotten many of those if you're at the plate against Bundy so far tonight. Boy, both these pitchers getting ahead of hitters. Bundy's 19 out of 22 first pitch strikes, and Happ's 14 out of 18. Morales will pop it up. Long run, Manny Machado. He was swung around the other way and will not ever play in any event. I got to ask you this. I had an email today from somebody I do not know, a fan. Said, one of the traditions I really miss in baseball, pitchers come off the mound after a good performance. Fans are standing. Pitchers do not tip their cap anymore. Should they?
Well, yeah, of course they should.
No, I don't know.
I mean, that's why you come. I mean, that's why you play this game. I mean, obviously you want to support your family and whatever. But at the end of the day, we're here. I mean, I can go back to when I was a rookie. Cal Ripken Sr., 38 degrees, Aberdeen. He said the only reason we play this game, and he pointed to the empty stands because about 9 o'clock in the morning, is because the people come out, acknowledge them.
Yeah.
And
I thought he made a good point. You don't see it a lot anymore, and I think it does make just that little thing of just tipping the cap a little draws a greater connection between the fan and the player.
You just don't want to do it if you're Sidney Ponson and you go 5 1/3 innings and Kurt Schilling sitting in the dugout and you think you pitch well. That's when you don't want to do it.
Just when the fans are standing and applauding you
exactly.
usually. 1-2 delivery is going to be up high.
Oh, he went. I mean, Kurt did a whole thing. He goes 5 1/3 innings and you're tipping your hat and you think you did a good job. Come on. But if the fans are up, I get your point.
One might say Sidney was ahead of his time.
in many areas, Sidney was.
2 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and fouled off again. Morales working it hard on this at bat. So far, he's had 1 pitch that he really had a chance to drive.
Yeah, kind of a nothing change-up or slider, but that's what John Gibbons was telling us on Sunday before opening day, is that he's surprised. Again, you don't see a guy that much about the quality at bats he had in spring training and the ability to hit the ball the other way. And we saw that the first time where he almost got a ball over Rickard's head and left.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Donaldson. Another one foul back.
And you're seeing Dylan Bundy, I mean, right to where the glove is. He's trying to go up and in, soft away, try to get him to roll over, and he's just not going for it. And the pitch count again mounting. So I would imagine if he gets out of this inning, and of course Tulowitzki on deck, and he knows that. But the strike to ball ratio tonight, unbelievable. 63 to 23.
And just missed. So he'll take it full. And I think this is the first full count we've had against Dylan Bundy. So Donaldson at first base will be running. 3-ball, 2-strike count on Morales.
Well, good lineups. Yeah, these are those clutch situations where good lineups force you. You got to make a good pitch, but you don't want to walk them, but you don't want to lay one in there.
3-2 delivery time, and he struck him out. Kept it down low. 7 strikeouts for Dylan Bundy and a runner left on.
Dylan Bundy struggled in the spring. Never know it from the first. Your calling card. 3 straight strikeouts. Struck out the side. 3 soft singles. Give the Jay a 1-0 lead. Single by Scope. First home run of the year by Adam Jones. Orioles up 2-1. You can see the exit velocity over 94 miles per hour. And then 38 home runs. Chris Davis 2016 #1. Darren Day makes the catch. Orioles take a 3-1 lead. Geico 15 minutes could save you 15% or more in car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much more you could save.
Adam Jones with that long ball. Good for 2 in the 3rd inning. Adam will follow back going after another, and that's what we were talking about, he and Jonathan Scope. They are 1-2 in the American League in swinging at first pitches. Adam's #1. Scope is #2. And Adam just added to his numbers in that department right there. 0-1 pitch to him, tailing away.
Yeah, there's a changeup again. But again, if you go look at the batting averages, they're really high. So again, it's all right as long as you're not swinging pitches. And not that hitters don't do that sometimes, but that's just, you get up 600.
Yeah. Adam will foul it off. By the way, Adam now has 223 home runs as an Oriole. So he is now tied for 5th all time with Rafael Palmeiro in the home run department as an Oriole. Our stat department coming up with that one quickly. Pitch is taken inside, 1-2.
Well, obviously one of the heroes here in the United States for the first time wins the World Baseball Classic. And in spring training, he said, I'm going to go play for my country. He said, but, I said, it had to be the camaraderie. And he said, that and the fact that he got a call from Georgia Angelos, who's the wife of Peter Angelos, the owner. And she thanked him for representing not only the country, but the Orioles and the city. And he said, I cannot tell you how much that meant to me.
Yep. Because he cares about that sort of thing is what Adam lives on. And there's the 6th strikeout picked up by Happ in the game.
Again, in and out. And again, really only 2 mistakes tonight. One to Jones, not on this pitch. And then the fastball out over the plate to Chris Davis for his first home run of the year.
That'll bring up Manny Machado. These 2 pitchers have not walked a batter, and they've virtually matched strikeout for strikeout, with Bundy having picked up 7 and Happ now has 6.
And he almost threw another one. The great Pilar catch the last time Manny came up, scorched one to center field. Yeah, he plays very deep as a center fielder, and
that's going to be a base hit. That had knock sounded all over it, and first hit for Manny, 1 for 3, comes with 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, the excitement of opening week continues this weekend here at the ballpark. The Birds hosting the Yankees. Good seats still remain for each game, but they are going fast. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Orioles have the day off tomorrow. Yankees in Friday. Ubaldo Jimenez against Luis Severino. Saturday, don't forget that is a 4 o'clock game on Saturday. Kevin Gausman against Masahiro Tanaka. And then probably Wade Miley will be activated to pitch on Sunday against CC Sabathia. Runner on at first base. Pitch will be taken by Mark. Trumbo has grounded out and flied out in the ball game. Yeah, Mark joining a very small group of those with home runs, opening day, extra inning, walk-offs. As you might expect, you don't get a lot of those kind of chances. 1-0. Ow. That one off Russell Martin.
Well, he led the major leagues in home runs with 47. Take a look right here, and again outside corner, right on the corner, right off the right hand, wrist.
That's serious stuff right there.
Yep. Well,
trainer's out.
Well, how about the feeling? Well, you know, all of the nerves. Jared Saltalamacchia. He would be the backup catcher for the Jays. It looked like got the meaty, and I'm not saying it doesn't hurt, but it looked like it got the meatier part of his forearm. Of course, John Gibbons, former #1 draft choice, is a catcher. A lot of catchers will try to maybe hide it behind that right knee with nobody on, and that ball just wings him.
Wow.
Probably he's numb, and it's pretty mild weather here.
Like he put on a pretty good squeeze on the trainer's hand there. Now can he throw? Says he's all right and stay in the ball game. So Martin takes one off the hand, and a 1-ball-1-strike count on Mark Trumbo. What we were talking about with Trumbo, the extra inning walk-off home runs on opening day. The only players to have done that: Mickey Vernon with Washington in '54, Jim Presley, Seattle in '86, Shannon Stewart, Minnesota in 2004, and now Mark. Mark's in a very small group of extra inning opening day walk-off home runs. 1-ball-1-strike count.
Oof. Yeah, he's gone to, again, the changeup the last couple innings has just been kind of what he had all last year when he won 20. But Mark Trumbo did hit a home run every 13.04 at bats last year. That's how you get to 47. And then if you go back to the wild card game, the Orioles scored 2 runs in that game. He hit the 2-run home run off of Marcus Stroman.
1 ball, 2-strike delivery by Happ, and came back with heat at 92 and got him. So each pitcher's got 7 strikeouts.
Yeah, you want to hang around as long as you can. How do you do that? You get guys out. So again, change up, and then you give them the same look, but you add a little bit up and away. Really hard to time.
Happ has struck out a lot of Orioles over the last 2 years. Last year his strikeout high came against the Orioles. It was 11, and his all-time strikeout high is 12 against the Orioles. In 2014 he has 7 now. Shift on, runner at first. There aren't 2 away though. Chris Davis launched one into the Orioles bullpen for his first home run in the 4th inning, extending the lead to 3-1. Stayed away, missed.
Yeah, it game's a little bit different pitcher. I mean, fastball change up to the righties, maybe cuts it in a little bit. Fastball slider to the lefties, even though he did start him off with a changeup.
Chris has his highest batting average against Toronto in his career against teams he's had more than 40 at bats against, and that home run he picked up against Toronto, he's now got 36 career home runs against the Blue Jays. So this is a team that he's hit very well, and that's saying a lot because they've had some pretty good staffs.
Well, he came up with Texas, and you know, of course, when you hit down there, ball flies up in Toronto, ball carries here.
1-2. That's right there. So that's going to be strikeout number 8 for Happ. He strikes the side out with a single to Machado in the middle of it. Orioles up. We hope you'll join us for game 1 of the 3-game weekend set against the Yankees. Ubaldo Jimenez on the mound against Luis Severino. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 6:30 with those extra, presented by Southwest, followed by our game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on Mass.
Yeah, well, Severino hitting 100 miles per hour in spring training, so he makes the club as one of the starters for the Yanks, and then Jimenez wants to pitch. Look at that's the season-long record, but 3-1 in the month of September. So the Orioles hope that he will remember what he did.
We go to the 7th inning in a pitcher's duel. The Orioles have the 3-1 lead. Bundy, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Jay Happ, no walks, 8 strikeouts. For Toronto, they've had only 4 hits, and the Orioles now have 5. And those are the kind of pitches that have kept the hitters off balance all night.
Well, he's really mixed his pitches up. I mean, that happened in the first inning. You try to be unpredictable in most cases. You try to throw the unexpected, and he's done that. And not only has he done it, he's done it with quality pitches, and it doesn't matter what the count is.
That one is going to be fouled back. Oh, Bundy with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. See the 91 pitches that he's thrown.
And nobody up in the bullpen. I'm kind of surprised only because, again, like I said, you're going to have to monitor his innings over the course of this year because of the injuries. And again, only 109 innings, so you probably, if you add another 30 or so, I mean.
1-2 pitch on the way, and that'll be up.
So again, if you see him do that, and very few, as you look at Roger McDowell, Oriole pitching coach, and along with Alan Mills, that's what they'll look for, because he has not failed to get on top of his stuff all night long. It's been that crisp.
Tulowitzki 0 for 2, 0 for 7 in the first 2 games. 2-ball, 2-strike count to him. In, up, 3-2, the second full count we have had.
Yeah, that's the one pitch I don't really like trying to go in 2-2 because Tulowitzki, a home run guy, hit 24. In this ballpark, you figure, well, I better get it in there, and he did. But that runs the count to 3-2. And what the Jays are looking for, they'll take a free pass.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the way he's been pitching.
Somebody on base. 3-2 delivery on the way. Not this time.
Yeah, it doesn't
Bundy
matter.
Comes right back.
Oh, he's going to pitch like Cy Young tonight, right here. I mean, he comes up and in and then drops off a slider. That's been the big difference. Not that he hadn't thrown good curveballs. It's been fastball, curveball, slider with maybe 1 or 2 changeups. And it really doesn't get a whole lot better than this, folks.
1 leadoff batter has reached base in this game tonight. Only 1 on either team. And that was Jonathan Scope in the 3rd inning. And that's when the Orioles picked up 2 runs on the Jones homer later in the inning. Both of these pitchers retire leadoff batters and throw first pitch strikes. Bundy retired 71% of leadoff batters last year, and Jay Happ retired 72%. 1-0 delivery on the way. That ball high in the air. Mancini makes the running catch, and there are 2 down. Well, memberships for the Junior Orioles Dugout Club going fast, and now only slugger plans remain. Sign up, Birdland's best family value. Memberships just $25. Include tickets to 6 games, a variety of exclusive items, including the backpack. Join at Orioles.com/Dugout Club. 2 away, 7th inning. Don't forget, Kids Opening Day is coming up on Sunday against the Yankees, the 1:30 game. A lot of youngsters will be selected for some special activities and get to run the bases after the ball game. Steve Pearce has popped out and grounded out, getting the start in left field. Steve, of course, with the Orioles. Ballpark he liked to hit in. 274 career average here. That one will be bounced, and a 2-0 count.
Well, again, you got a 2-run lead, and the last time you threw him a high fastball and you hit a rocket that Manny Machado was able to catch. So right here, you have to pitch to the scoreboard. I would be very surprised if he throws something other than a fastball, and you want to make him swing the bat, and he shook him off, so we'll see what he's going to. And you can see there, Dylan, for a 24-year-old kid with inexperience, he's got a pretty good idea of what he wants to do, and he knows he has to throw a strike here.
Steve Pearce will ground it down to 3rd. Got on top of it. Manny Machado with a long throw over right on the money. Retires the side in order. 7th inning stretch time. Our miles to do ups. Mancini, Castillo, and Scope. tonight, huh?
Yeah, I mean, really 2 swings for the Orioles, the Jones home run and, again, the Davis home run, and then 3 consecutive soft singles. Nice approaches by the Jays. Actually got him the lead until Jonesy hit the home run. And again, these are kind of what you want to do. You want to be aggressive, want to make your pitches. Both of these pitches have done that. Even the home run to Jones, they got it in, and just Adam made a great swing, hit it down the line, 2 runs.
Both bullpens are now active. Trey Mancini leading it off, bottom of the 7th inning. Mancini has flied out, grounded out, and handled the job in right field on a couple of catches as he learns that position. 2-0 delivery by Happ, roller, foul. There's Tepera in the bullpen, the right-hander, and Brad Brock has been throwing since the completion of the last half inning. So Bundy is done, probably done, and the Orioles will go to the pen.
Yeah, Mancini will hit and probably be done because Gentry will come in for defense with this lead.
2 ball, 1 strike count, and Mancini will take it. Happ in his 20-win season last year averaged 6 1/3 innings in the starts. He did not have a complete game. 32 starts, 195 innings pitched.
Yeah, he was very efficient as far as pitches per inning.
And he's gone. That one tied him up.
Yeah, again, a change up. And, John Gibbons, his skipper, said, hey, we would pitch his way out of the game. But last year was a little over 15.5 pitches per inning. And that's what he is on tonight.
9 strikeouts for Happ. 1 away in bottom of the 7th inning. Castillo coming up. He has struck out, picked up a base hit, got thrown out by Pilar, trying to extend it to a double. That came in the 4th inning. Orioles leading it. 1 down, pitch away.
Yeah, this kind of game, again, a little bit like what went on last year in Major League Baseball. What strikeouts were up. The teams averaged 8.9 strikeouts per 9, and home runs were up. So we got 2 home runs and a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah.
Just like last year.
Yeah, just like last year.
And 2 real good pitchers and a big strike zone with the umpire.
Take a look here in the 4th inning. You see this Castillo shot, and that's Pilar.
This is just a catcher trying to get to second. Why not? 2 outs, but not a lot of speed. Pilar makes a nice grab. I mean, he doesn't have a strong arm.
That ball hit deep to left. No, it's not. It's dying. I thought he got a hold of that off the bat, and he didn't.
Yeah.
In came Pierce to make the catch.
Oh, yeah, I tell you what, sometimes the outfielders will tell you get the big swing and the ball's either hit off the fist or the end of the bat. They take a drop step. And then, of course, it's kind of like the line drive back up the middle when you're pitching. You think it's hit hard, but you don't really know. But you want to protect yourself.
Yes. I thought he got more of that than he did. 2 down. Pierce took a little step and then came in. Steve very deep in left field. Jonathan Scope a base hit, and he's grounded out once. Donald Tulowitzki, and he's grounded out twice. So another 1-2-3 inning. Happ sticking around, hoping his Jays can get some runs against the pen.
Last year, got a chance to start the last 3 months of the season. And again, I mean, he set the whole tone in the 1st inning. Strikes out the side, an array of breaking balls and fastballs. Very rarely threw a ball in the middle of the plate tonight. He would strike out 8 Jays and leaves with a 3-1 lead with a chance to win for the first time. Your Jiffy Lube pitching change is brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Jiffy Lube stores now do brake services. Stop in and let Jiffy Lube perform a free brake inspection today. Brad Brock on last year, the All-Star game. Great first half. Again, really got used a lot, so the numbers suffered a little bit. Ends up winning 10 games. 7-1 here at Camden Yards. Righties, he dominated. Lefties, the numbers went up a little bit in the second half. And again, not a lot of home runs, but 71 games, 79 innings, and 92 strikeouts.
Greg Gentry has come on as a defensive replacement in right field for Trey Mancini. And Brock's first delivery will be taken away. For Brad last year, as he faces Justin Smoke against these Jays, 1-1, 10 games, just a 2.03 ERA. He gave up 3 runs, 11 hits, and 13 in the 3rd innings. That ball down the line in left field could be trouble. It'll take a hop, and it is a ground rule double. So the leadoff batter, Justin Smoak, delivers a 2-bagger to start the 8th inning.
Yeah, just a fly ball, but well situated. Again, part of hitting is you try to pull pitches that are hard to do, or you just kind of go with them. Smoke's always been a guy, switch hitter, both lefty and righty, likes to hit the ball out over the plate, and he gets a fastball just up a little bit. And again, you're playing pretty much straightaway defense. Ball falls for a double.
So the potential tying run will come to the plate in the person of Kevin Pillar, who has singled and grounded out. Pillar 3 for 13 lifetime against Brad Brock. Toronto has gone 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position, and all of those chances came in the 3rd inning. This is the first base runner to reach second base since the 3rd for the Jays. It is only their 2nd hit since the 3rd inning.
Yeah, in the old days, because starting pitchers pitches, so many more innings, we're glad that we got Bundy out of there. I mean, now it's just a progression through the back end of your bullpen. So it's not like you're applauding the fact that Bundy's gone, because you kind of knew that.
The 0-1 pitch is away.
But yeah, Smoak is kind of a meaningless run in the sense that you're worried if you're Brad Brock, you're going to try to get your 3 outs. And so you gave up a double. It was the fly ball variety. You didn't walk somebody. Just concentrate on Pillar. Try to get through the inning and get the ball to Zach Britton for the 9th.
He had a base hit in the 3rd. 1-1 delivery by Brock. Pops him up. And Steele back. Puts it away. First out here in the 8th inning. MLB TV Premium is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to AdBat Premium, #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB TV for details.
400. Yeah, well, we kind of covered that on opening day. Mike Bordick and his Gaggle and Flock, and they have 400 devices amongst them.
They are apps. And swing and
they are apps, yes.
Swing and a miss by Travis.
Well, that's a pretty big out in the sense that they don't get to advance the runner. If you get Smoked to 3rd, even though he doesn't run well, you're going to concede the runner, but he's still out at second base.
Travis 1 for 5 off Brad Brock. 0-1 delivery to him.
Wow.
Brock comes in with a 94 up 0-2.
Well, he's got 3 pitches. He's got 93 to 95, and he's got a hard slider. And again, as we talked about opening day, Mike Bordick calls it the turbo changeup, but a changeup really does, when he gets on top of it, act like a splitter. So it goes down, changes speed, gets the hitter out in front. Again, remember, Travis, a high ball hitter.
0-2, and he got him.
Threw it right by him. Powder River, stair step him up the ladder. High heat. Wow, right by him.
Brad Brock gets 2. We'll get a pinch runner now coming out at second base, just to give him a little more speed. Ezekiel Carrera will come out to do the running.
Yeah, if you're John Gibbons, you figure you can pinch run with him. The way he hits the Orioles are happy. But if Brock gets through this inning, you're going to see a lefty. So Carrera won't be part of your plans for John Gibbons in the 9th inning. You'll pinch run with him and just make sure you score the run, because he can run a little bit.
Brad Brock, 4th season with the Orioles. 2 down here. Pitch is going to miss away. Josh Donaldson. Donaldson's 5 for 12 against Brock. Tepera has been throwing. Smith just getting up. 1-0 count, 2 down. Donaldson and then Bautista if the inning keeps going. And that will be in the outside corner for a strike.
Yeah, really good slider and a fastball count.
Brad last year leading the club in appearances, 71, and in holds, 24. He was 6th among relievers in strikeouts. and third among American League relievers in innings pitched. That's what Jim was talking about, a very active year for Brad Brock. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Ezequiel Carrera. They'll give him all the room he wants out there. They want the hitter in the dirt, going to send him over. It'll be a wild pitch charge.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to know how to try to block that. Well, maybe he could backhand it. Did get the body in front, but again, you throw this hard and you bounce it. And again, he just kind of yanks it, and then right there it gets off the glove. Runner advances.
Little Bates coaching done by the hitter Donaldson to let Carrera know he should go. So he's the third. There are 2 down, and a 2 ball, 1 strike count. And that will miss away, coming across the body again. It's 3-1.
Well, he does throw a little bit off his body, but again, because of Donaldson's credentials, again, 37 home runs last year, 41 the year before, you just can't throw him a spinning slider, and that's what that pitch was. And you see Castillo saying right here, maybe a changeup in a 3-1 count with Batista on deck.
Donaldson will take it, a strike on the outside corner. He wanted to go to first, but had a feeling he wasn't going to be allowed to. He never dropped the bat. 3 ball, 2 strike count, 2 away, runner at third.
And just imagine if you're Josh Donaldson, if he'll throw you a 3-1 slider, you have no idea what's coming here. And that's what that pitch does. It plants doubt in the hitter's mind.
3-2 delivery. Donaldson fights it off.
And that's why he's so late on the fastball. That's what Dylan Bundy did all night long. They couldn't sit on any one pitch because of the way he mixed up his pitches. Same with Happ.
Yep. 7th pitch of the at bat coming. Brad Brock on for Bundy here in the 8th inning. Carrera off third. 3-2 again. Got him on a strikeout. Brad Brock comes on, strikes out 2, gives up 1 hit. 1 left on, bottom of the 8th. The Orioles continue to lead it by 2. By authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Brad Brock talking with his battery mate Wellington Castillo after getting a couple of Ks, and Jay Happ's out of the game.
Yeah, we talked about 20-4 last year. Got him a lot of runs. He pitches well enough to win tonight. Bundy just a little bit better. Couple of mistakes end up being home runs, but really, look how pitch efficient he was. So Ryan Tepera, hard thrower. He was up and down last year. Ended up pitching in 20 games for him. And you know, again, he's got a cutter, 90 miles per hour sinker, 4-seam fastball, and then a slider. They're all, I mean, fastball can get up in the middle 90s, hard slider at 87.
Defensive changes as at first base on your right now going to be Steve Pearce. He comes in from left field, and Carrera stays on. Ezequiel Carrera in left field where Pearce had been, and J.J. Hardy will be leading it off. J.J. has struck out twice in the ball game, a ball game in which there have been no walks. There have been 9 strikeouts by Happ and 8 by Bundy and 2 by Brock. So this game has been played largely between pitcher, catcher, and hitter. Ground ball to Tulowitzki at short, and he'll record the out, 1 away.
Yeah, Tulowitzki really is kind of saying maybe I got a little bit of a bad hop, but he plays the ball so far out in front of him. I always talk about getting the glove out in front of you. He does it awfully well. Zach Britton getting loose. Alan Mills on for this first year as bullpen pitching coach, former Oriole pitcher.
That'll bring up top of the order Joey Rickard, who's had an 0 for 3 in the ball game. The Orioles 25-year-old outfielder who during spring training Buck Showalter talked continuously about how much the Orioles missed him after he was injured. The Orioles without him lost a good deal of flexibility, and we're very happy that he came back this spring and had a good one, and again with the ball club. And you're seeing the use tonight with the left-hander starting. Rickard gets to play in left field and Kim out against the lefty.
Well, he gives you speed, he gives you defense, You know, half a left-hander started. He hit .315 against lefties last year. And again, you know, it's not like he had to make the club. Last year he had to stay on the club because he was a Rule 5 guy, which means otherwise you have to offer him back to Tampa Bay, which is where the Orioles got him. But he only had like, what, 89 at-bats at AAA? A huge jump, and handled it well.
2 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Rickard on a 95-mile-an-hour heater.
So Tepera's got a good arm, and he's a good fastball hitter. Ray Miller, former Oriole manager, pitching coach, used to say you can always tell the guys that have the good fastballs. Good fastball hitters can look for them, and they still can't quite get to it.
2 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and a ground ball towards Tulowitzki. Running throw, and got him. Another close play, but a good running throw made by Tulowitzki.
Now, for a big guy, he plays the ball on the run about as good as any shortstop, and this is what the back end of the play. Steve Pearce out by a couple of feet.
And there are 2 down here in the 8th. That'll bring up Adam Jones, who delivered the 2 RBI homer in the 3rd inning. He has popped out and struck out. So Adam up with 2 down. It'll be Bautista, Morales, and Tulowitzki due up in the top of the 9th inning for Toronto. Not a lot of base runners in this game. Toronto's left 4 on base, 2 of those in scoring position. The Orioles have left 2 on base and neither in scoring position. Take a look at our league leaderboard, brought to you by Coons.com. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting.
Well, there you go. Highest swing percentage.
They don't wait, and they don't watch many. Jones and Jonathan Scope. Big inning for Tulowitzki. Again, he gets it there in time. 3 ground ball outs to short. The Orioles 3 outs away from getting a win. We'll bring on Zach Britton. By Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by American Standard Heating and Air. Get up to $1,100 in instant rebates or 0% APR for 36 months. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer here at Camden Yards. 16,086 the announced attendance, and we go to the 9th inning, and here's Zach.
Yeah, Zach Britton, you can see there's 47 out of 47. Probably the most predominant ground ball pitcher in baseball. 140 balls put in play, 127 on the ground, gave up 1 home run. That was to Mookie Betts, and that was early on in the year with a big lead up in Boston. Other than that, so what, 76 home runs coming up in the first 3 hitters here in the 9th for the Jays.
Here's Bautista, and he'll take the pitch down low. He's got a 2 for 10 lifetime against Zach. Zach had a very good year against Toronto last year. He was 5 for 5 in save opportunities. Gave up no runs, 2 hits in the 8 innings that he worked in 7 games against Toronto. Strike on the inside corner, 1-1.
Yeah, Bautista, one of those rare guys that not only, you know, in a healthy year, last year wasn't one of those, high on base percentage, home run power. He's trying to get on for the other guys right behind him.
1-1 delivery down low.
And Zach knows that.
Bautista's 0 for 8 in the 2 games. A couple of strikeouts and a line out in this game.
Yeah, Zach pitched a couple of innings, 3 hits with a walk and a strikeout. All of the outs in his 2 innings on Monday were ground balls.
2-1 delivery on the way. That's going to be to left field. That's going to be a base hit. So Bautista got it done. First step for the Jays was get the potential tying run to the plate. Bautista gets his first hit of the year. Sounded like a broken bat single, but he is on. And the Jays get a base hit to start the 9th inning.
Well, that's what they want, obviously, trailing by 2. They bring a guy up that, you know, again, when he was with the Angels, he hit most of his home runs from the left side. He had 19 of his 30, but the .330 batting average, hitting right-handed last year, an amazingly high number for him. 11 home runs to go with that.
So the runner's on at first. Morales now 0 for 7 in the 2 games. Takes that one in the dirt. Castillo with a nice pickup right there.
Well, you're kind of wondering again if you followed the Orioles in spring training. Zach Britton had a oblique, well, I guess a tender. I don't know if he had a pull, but they treated it as such, and he didn't have it on his front side. He had it on the back side. So again, he didn't get as many innings. Didn't really, even the other day talking about that, still doesn't feel like maybe he has perfect timing. So we'll see if that comes into play tonight.
Morales, you saw with the 0 for 7 lifetime against Zach Britton. Bautista held at first base. 1-0 way up, and it's 2-0. In game number 1, Toronto, as Jim said, able to eke out a couple of hits in the 10th inning, or a couple of runners on a walk and a single, but Zach got out of that problem. 2-0 pitch on the way. Going for a tie on that one.
Well, what Zach does so well, he does have a slider. Very rarely throws it. Is that right here? I mean, this is 96. So if you're Kendrys Morales, you think you're going to get a ball that you can drive, and the bottom just drops out. And that's when he has his rhythm. When he gets in trouble, which is very rarely, that's when he elevates the ball, and it obviously becomes more hittable.
Long look, 2-1 delivery. Morales got a base hit. So the Jays get the first 2 on here in the 9th inning. Donaldson, Bautista rather, stopping down at second base. 2 on, nobody out here in the 9th with this middle of the order. Barney will come out and pinch run for Morales. So the Jays trying to make a comeback against Zach Britton. And that's going to be Goins, not Barney. Sorry.
Either way, what you're doing, tie and run. Much more speed than Morales.
So 2 on, nobody out. And here is Troy Tulowitzki. He is 0 for 3 in the game, 0 for 8 in the 2 games. Zach Britton facing the meat of this order.
Yeah, you look around. I mean, Tulowitzki, as we mentioned, has 24 home runs. Martin with 20, waiting on deck.
He's faced Britton only twice, 0 for 2, and will foul that one back. Looking for heat. He got it, but he couldn't get around on it. And an 0-1 count. 2 great ball games between these teams to open up this season. Toronto won the series last year 10-9. Mostly high scoring games last year. These first 2 games have been all about pitching. 0-1 delivery by Britton and a roller foul.
Yeah, so now instead of getting behind Bautista, getting behind Morales, he gets ahead of Tulowitzki, and all of a sudden Zach can try to sink it out of the zone.
We had no wind blowing for most of the game. It is now blowing from left towards center, a little bit out.
Yeah, well, there's some rain coming in, and they said it was going to be late tonight, and I don't think it's imminent, but certainly that can bring some wind.
0-2. Runners off first and second base. Tulowitzki checks. He went. Home plate umpire makes the call, and Tulowitzki's upset. Cooper did not ask for help.
Well, I think he's just trying to track the bat, which is not easy to do. But again, if you think you see it, yeah, and that bat way out in front of home plate, he definitely swung. You can see the Jays fans in the background saying no, but that bat well out in front of home plate. And Eric Cooper, you can see his eyes on the bat head, and he points at him. You're out. So he got that call right.
Britton gets the strikeout. As Toronto's gone the K route in this ball game 11 times.
Yeah, we talk so much of ground balls, but in 67 innings, he struck out 74 last year. So he can strike you out with the best of them too.
Here is Russell Martin. He'll take the pitch away for a ball. Martin, a 2 for 8 lifetime off Britton. 2 singles to start the inning. Bautista and Morales. Goings now running at first base for Morales.
Yeah, and that's the guy that everybody's worried about. The runner at second, Batista, that's only the second run. But the tying runs at first. Go ahead run at home plate.
Delivery by Britton. That will miss inside. This is where Toronto could not come up with the big hits. They went 0 for 8 last night with runners in scoring position. They are 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position today. The Orioles have not had an at-bat with a runner in scoring position, but lead it 3-1 because of the long ball. The homers by Jones and Davis. Britton ready, the 2-0 delivery. That is there.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, you know, a lot of times you think, well, we saw Happ do it to throw the ball down and away, but for Zach, sometimes to get back into his rhythm, which looks to be a little bit of a struggle, it's throw it at the front hip of a right-handed hitter. And be able to do that, he's got to just stay on a little bit better line, and it gets him back into some kind of rhythm where he can throw the sinker.
2-1 delivery on the way.
And there it is. Bottom drops out. It's the one you want, put it in play. It's going to hopefully have been a ground ball at somebody, but it's a 97, and I don't know how he does it. In fact, he'll tell you, I don't know how I do it either.
As long as it keeps happening.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Former Oriole Steve Pearce due up next. Ground ball double play would end it. 2-2 delivery outside. So good bat control right there. Russell Martin refusing to go. Now a 3-ball, 2-strike count, only 1 away. Brennan is checking with Luis Rivera, third base coach. Orioles are using scope a little to hold the runner at second, Bautista, but not much. They want him defensively off the bag. 3-2 delivery. There's just a look back to keep Bautista honest. What finishes we've had for these first 2 games. Three-2 the count. And walked him, and they're loaded.
Yeah, great movement, but a very keen eye by Russell Martin.
First walk of the game by either team. Roger McDowell is on his way out. Bases loaded, 1 away here in the top of the 9th inning, with the Orioles up by 2, as they have been since the 4th inning. And here's Steve Pearce.
Yeah, a lot of history here because of Pearce's playing for the Orioles. They know what kind of hitter he is. And of course, it's not that Zach Britton is really on his game here, struggling with his command, which he said he had problems in spring training. But, you know, fastball hitter, high ball hitter, low ball pitcher. We'll see how that match up.
Here we are with the sacks full. Steve Pearce, a couple of hits, 3 at bats, lifetime off Zach Britton. Bautista's on at third. Goings, the pinch runner, at second. Russell Martin at first base. Pearce 0 for 3 in the ballgame. Goes after the first pitch down to third. It is a foul ball. Manny with the flip. But it was foul.
Well, it's been a while since he's made a throw. Not a bad idea, even though he knew it was foul.
Even foul. Look at the arm strength on this.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can see him keep the foot on the bag just in case. Now, obviously, they couldn't. They could not. If not that the umpire got it wrong, but if you couldn't go out and protest that.
No,
because it'd only be on home runs.
So back comes Steve Pearce. He'll take a moment to draw a breath. Popped out, grounded out to third twice. He's had 3-hit series, though, 3 for 8, with the 3 he picked up in the ball game last night. 0-1 count on Pearce, 1 out. Orioles D straight up on Steve Pearce. Britton's delivery to him in the air, down the line. Gentry over, will not have a play.
Yeah, and Steve kind of makes a face because Zach, he gets ahead, but did get one up in the strike zone. And he doesn't do that very often. Yeah, early in spring training before Wellington Castillo went off to play for the Dominican in the World Baseball Classic, Buck Showalter made sure that he caught Zach Britton because of the movement in the sink.
Oh-2. Pierce, another one foul upstairs.
Yeah, he's got a slider, but again, if he's going to throw it, obviously you want to throw it from strike the ball. You want to throw anything in the strike zone. As Darren O'Day, who's been, you mentioned Gary, flu-like symptoms, and said he's fine today or better.
Just in case warm-up. One ground ball could end it here. Oh, 2 coming again. Britton's delivery to Pierce. Wow. Tough to take, but almost impossible to hit.
Well, there's been a lot of low strikes called, and to me, Wellington Castillo did a nice job of actually trying to bring it up into the zone at 95 miles per hour. And again, that's a hard ball just to catch.
1-2. Still some room. Here are your base runners. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. That's outside. Good scoop.
Yeah, not
Steele
even.
Blah got that one in the glove.
Not even close. And just a ball out of his hand, and then a very, very nice play.
First 2 games, and it's only 2, but Wellington Castillo has shown the ability behind the plate to get it done. He's great with the body blocking, and when he has to on a play like that with a glove. Now the count's 2-2 on Pierce. Britton's delivery to him. Steve grounds it down to third and foul. Get well out in front of that one. So Zach over that magic 20 number that most relievers, closers in particular, don't want to go over. Get him out under 20 and you're in pretty good shape. You get over that 20 mark, not necessarily for Zach, but for a number of relievers.
And then also you got to remember he pitched 2 innings on Monday after really. So again, in last year he was averaged 15 per inning pitched.
2-2 delivery. Pierce a ground ball. Could be the end of it. Hardy. There's one. Jonathan Scope. And they got the double play. And the Orioles start the year 2-0 as they come away with a 3-1 win in game 2.
Well, take a look right here. Pierce, fastball hitter, but what do you live and die with if you're Zach Britton? Your ground ball, and the Orioles defense as good as any infield in baseball. Turn the double play. Orioles win it.
We'll come back and have a talk with an Oriole.